release strategy. So in your product, whatever you're working on, your product, application, service, you should have some kind of a proper release strategy in place as to how often you would like to release your product to the market, to the customers, to the users. And so there are two aspects to it. One is a minor release, the other one is a major release. So minor release could be the updates, small little updates, changes, edits to the current features. They're really, really small, not huge functionality, just small little changes here and there, tweaks. And then they're fixes to the defects or the improvements to existing ones. So basically those are that kind of things that you would do in a minor release. And they could be done more frequently. You don't have to wait 6 months, 1 year to do that minor release. You could do it pretty quickly, like in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time. So if you notice, for example, Google or Apple or Microsoft, they keep sending the updates to you, OTA, the online on the air updates, auto updates to your apps or to your products, almost 2-3 weeks of their launch. And those are minor. And why are they minor? Because they are quick fixes, defects, any security bugs related stuff, which they would like to do. They would do that in the first 2-3 weeks of the release of the product. And for these ones, they don't really make a big launching and all that. They don't really do that. They really do something really quietly. They don't want to really know the public. They didn't really want the public to know about what this release is all about. Maybe if you really are interested, you can click on the release note, as what it is called. Then you can actually get to see the new things, the changes to the stuff, and then the known issues and known defects. That's the release note. You can get to see that. And the release versioning of the build typically is like x.y.z.a, something like 11.3.1.8 or whatever. So that's the kind of thing that you would get to see. It's all automatically done, overnight or something quickly. But if you really want to compare this with Apple, what we're just discussing, their release strategy with iPhone is like tick with a minor. So every year spring between April and May, you've got some news from Apple saying that, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. But it's going to be not such a huge big bang, but maybe a small little thing, like we are bringing in the iPhone SR or SE, the standard edition. So, okay, the people will not be really much excited or exuberant about that product. Compare that to, for example, major release. It's a completely new product line, for example. So you're launching iPad or iPad with pencil, the stylus, or it could be something like a watch, Apple Watch, or Samsung Gear. There's a completely new product line from what we have seen so far at that point of time. So that's a major release. It's a new features, a completely new functionality which was not there, and very significant large size changes or updates to current features. So for example, from fingerprint biometric to, for example, Face ID, huge change technologically and from the customer experience and user experience point of view, huge shift. They're talking about technical stuff like they're using the AI to actually collect through multiple rays on your face and then multiple ways of getting the face, the contours of the face, and then being able to different angles. Every time you lift the phone, it is happening that way to capture your Face ID, and it's unlocking or locking the phone. So that's a huge shift, right? So that's a major release. They're talking about, we're using Face ID, which was not there before. So it's something huge and fun and a ground shattering. So significant updates to non-functional aspects. So user experience, as I mentioned, for the people, they were using the fingerprint before. So that's one thing that they've been using, but then now they don't even have to put the finger on the phone. They just have to lift it and then it automatically unlocks. So there's a huge change with the user experience point of view as well. Design and performance aspect, all these things, non-functional we discussed. Performance, usability, reliability, security, all of these angles. And then because of the fact that it is huge, these releases would be done less frequently, introduced into the market every year or every few months. It's not every week or every 2 months like the minor releases. It takes a huge effort, time and money to work on this. Communications is massive scale, right? Hey, we are introducing iPhone 12 Face ID. Yeah, we're bringing this fantastic new technology. So much is, wow, so much buzz in the market. So you're actually talking about huge campaigning, huge promotions, letting people know about this huge, fantastic new product, new version, new build, and new technology and new features. So the release version of this build, the major release would typically be like integers, rounded integers, like 12, 12.0. They'll say, oh, we are introducing iOS 14. So in September, October. So that's a huge thing compared to, like, for example, every 2 months, iOS gets updated. You actually get to see that in the phone background, 12.2.3, 12.3.4, 13.1.6. Don't care. But then with the major release, it's 14. Yeah, let's download that. Let's see what is new in this. So again, anchoring back to Apple's strategy of iPhones, talk is basically that. Every fall, if you notice from 2010 or even before, for the last 10 years, Apple has been following this strategy for the iPhones. Tick was the minor release every spring, and every fall and autumn, they've got the September, October time they actually release, oh, this is the new iPhone, the next iPhone, better iPhone than the previous one. Let's not talk about whether it's really better or not, but that's their release strategy.